What we're going to be talking about today is songs that have dark and disturbing backgrounds. The songs, the history, and the artists. We're going to be talking about it all today, so let's get started. The first song up on the list is Never Learn Not to Love by the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys are a legendary group in the music industry. What some may not know, however, is that the late Dennis Wilson, co-founder and drummer, had a strange, short-lived friendship with cult leader Charles Manson. Manson even lived in Wilson's house for a while before he and his cult committed several murders. The Beach Boys released Never Learn Not to Love on their Bluebirds Over the Mountain single in 1968, and it was revealed afterwards that the song was an altered version of lyrics and music written by Charles Manson himself, titled Cease to Exist. Manson gave up his credit on the song for a motorcycle and money, but was irritated when he found out his original lyrics had been changed. A year after the song was released, Manson and his cult committed the highly known Tate murders, for which he was sentenced to death for. Next up, we have Circus by Eric Clapton. Eric had a son, Connor, who sadly died in a freak accident in 1991. The day before Connor died, he and Eric went to a circus. Eric reminisced during an interview in 1998 that the circus had 3 rings and wild animals, and his son Connor had been mesmerized by it. Eric went on to write the song Circus in memory of the last night he got to spend with his son. In the song, he mentions a clown Connor found funny running around with a knife. Apparently, Connor couldn't stop talking about it on the way home. He reminisces in the lyrics how excited his son was about the event, and the melody expresses his pain over losing his only child. This is truly a sad story, and my heart goes out to Eric. On to the next song. Nutshell by Alice in Chains. This song comes from their 1994 album Jar of Flies and was released only 8 years before the lead singer Lane Staley sadly died of an overdose in 2002. The song Nutshell expresses Lane's long-term battle and struggles with addiction as well as his depression. The short song starts off with the lyrics, "We chase missprinted lies, we face the path of time, and yet I fight this battle all alone, no one to cry to, no place to call home," which in my opinion is expressing Lane's feeling of loneliness and feeling that he truly has no one there for him, which could be why he resorts to drugs to fill that hole in his heart. Lane then goes on to say, "My gift of self is R-worded, my privacy is raked, and yet I find, repeating in my head, if I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead," which could be expressing him feeling like nobody truly understands him, and that he can't be himself and would rather die than put on a fake image and not be who he actually is. This is a very short song, but I still think it's one of Alice in Chains' most dark songs they've released, and if you know me, then you know I'm a big Alice Chains fan. Lastly, we have Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. The song Pumped Up Kicks holds a darker meaning behind its pop/dance type of sound. Foster wrote the song from the point of view of a deeply troubled kid named Robert, who's only named once at the start of the song. After finding his father's gun, Robert imagines others running from him as he wields the weapon, which is expressed in the lyrics, you better run, outrun my gun." The scene never unfolds though. Robert only imagines and toys with the idea of all the other kids running from him. Foster told CNN in a 2012 interview, "I wrote Pumped Up Kicks when I began to read about the growing trend in teenage mental illness. I wanted to understand the psychology behind it because it was foreign to me. It was terrifying how mental illness among youth had skyrocketed in the last decade. I was scared to see where the pattern was headed if we didn't start changing the way we were bringing up the next generation." Well, that's pretty much it. So this is the end of the songs with dark backstories. And just so you know, I'm a teenager who makes and edits these videos by myself, and if you want to support me, then make sure to like the video and follow me. And leave in the comments if you think I should do a part 2 to this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.